can say it.
Yes, I am. I'm in my camp accommodation, which is exactly 4 metres by 3 metres. Pretty small.
That's smaller than a jail cell, isn't it?
It is pretty small. I mean, behind this door is a bathroom with like a toilet and a shower and a basin, and that's about it.
Oh, that's luxury, mate. When I was in Afghanistan, I was in like basically half a shipping container, and the toilets were communal. And I was lucky because I was a lieutenant colonel back then, and I got my own room. Otherwise,
oh wow,
you're stacked in a shipping container.
Oh my god, sounds terrible.
Anyway, camping, advanced camping. All right, guys. So we are going to kick off. So what I could suggest, please, is maybe bring up Legend Keeper, because there will be a couple of things I'll assuming that will appear in Legend Keeper that will hopefully be of note and interest to you. And also D&D Beyond, and just check that, and I'll just get you all to just do a check roll now, maybe just roll whatever you like. A perception check might be handy.
Okay, I'll just roll a random D4.
Yep, so you got a 1 on your perception check, that's excellent, Brian.
That's a D4, roll a perception check.
Rolled with Dice of Heroism. Yeah, excellent. And Dave, just checking you, we've got you. No rush, mate.
Yep, I'm trying. Yeah. My connection is slow. Do I need to join via the campaign, or?
You should just be able to go into your character sheet,
Okay.
through the campaign, I assume, and then just click on perception.
Yep. Give me a sec.
Shall I do a proper perception check?
Yeah, do a perception check while you're there, Brian. Yeah. So I got 8 for you, Erin, and 22 for you, Clank.
Yep.
That's good.
It works.
Yes, sweet. Okay, cool. All right, so that's what we use for any dice rolls and that sort of stuff. I've got the video here. I've actually managed to solve whatever tech problem I had last night. It exported perfectly this afternoon, so it's just uploading the background now from yesterday's game, and then I'll upload this. I've got to go to Canberra tomorrow afternoon, but I might have time in the morning to do it. So, cool.
All right, cool.
Okay.
So, all right, well, let's set the scene. So, essentially, where we left the last combined game, one game in the last 75 months that we've had the party together, we saw Cub, Cosron, and Grond clamber towards the jet black coach being pulled.
All calling shotgun.
being pulled by 2 very, very dark mares and a driverless carriage. And as soon as they got in, the door was closed. They gave you a little wave goodbye as you stood there in the mists. It's not raining, by the way. As we recall, since the beacon, that oppressive weather has somewhat abated. There's still the occasional storm and shower, but it certainly seems to have abated. And off they go into the distance. Interestingly, you sort of observe, you do, Clank, that the horse and the carriage don't necessarily appear to be touching the mud. So the horse's hooves and the wheels are all moving, but it seems to be moving above the slosh and slime of this, the Salovich Road. Now, if you have a look at
those guys are so fun.
Now, I did send you a start map off the domains of Barovia, and if you just check that, you should be able to see your icons. Yep, and you should not be able to see any other icons in the immediate proximity of you.
Nope. Not not in the screenshot anyway.
No, good. Or on the live map, whichever. I don't really mind. I can do as and if required, given that you're in the forest and you've got the lake shore there. So at the moment you're in the forest. You're on a side track where the coaches come in. It's made its way back onto the Salovich Road and headed to the east. And at this particular point, it is noon. The sun is high. It's the sort of brightest you've seen it, but it's still dim daylight. There is still significant cloud cover. Yeah, over to you guys. What would you like to do?
We are hunting for a girl called Abigail. Is it Sintana, the woman that was rowing the boat? She was the one that told us about it. And as far as we could tell from what she was saying, Abigail was lost from this chap, Lugash, his camp, which is somewhere to the south of Valaki.
Correct. No clues. If you are on the Legend Keeper site and you just scroll down, you'll see exactly where the Vistani camp is. You guys haven't been there yet, but it is on the map. So Luvash essentially is the leader of the Vistani encampment outside Valaki. You are aware that the Vistani are not allowed, not welcome inside Valaki, and were not allowed. You are unsure with the change between Baron Vargas and Lady Fiona Vukta, whether that is still the case. You have not seen any Vistani in the township, but that was under the previous arrangements, and you're unsure whether you are unaware whether that has changed at all. But yes, Luvash, so Sintana in her boat coming from Madame Eva.
Don't stop. I've just looked at the map in Legend Keeper and I can see an icon for Abigail. You've not hidden her.
I bloody have.
Not from me. Okay, right, she's gone now.
Not from Clank's massive perception roll.
Well, yes.
Okay, so that's interesting. A lesson learnt for me. Thank you for your honesty there, Brian. I would be suspicious, though, if you did track precisely pixel by pixel towards her. Yeah. But so I have Abigail's entry hidden, which I would have thought hid the pin.
Yeah, her icon as well. But
but it doesn't. Each icon actually... Apparently, so you probably can see the Vistani camp icon as well then, I suppose.
Yes.
Excellent.
I thought you just said we were supposed to be able to see that.
No, because you haven't been there yet. So.
Oh, apologies. Oh, sorry.
No, that's...
Then, yeah, we can see that as well then. Yes, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Let me just... Don't go anywhere else on the map.
Okay.
Let me just...
Well, Brian, you have the advantage here because all I can see is my D&D Beyond on one side and the video on the other side, and every time I try and switch across the Legend Keeper, my computer just goes,
No. Oh dear.
All right, well, thanks for highlighting me the tip that there is actually a hide pin toggle on the actual pins. I just had assumed that if I've got the page hidden... Abigail's NPC entry hidden, that
it would be nice. It would be nice if they were tied together. That sounds like a great feature request. Anyway, what I was going to suggest as the plan of action was, given what we were just saying, that we were told that this army camp was south of Valaki along what's that river called that runs north and south into the lake?
That is is it the Luna River? I think it's.
That sounds right. Yeah.
It's the Luna River.
Right.
And it essentially also runs down past Berez. Berez, the swamps where Barbecue Lasagna was. Yeah.
So what I was thinking of saying to Erin was that based on the fact that she's gone missing from a camp that we believe to be south of Valaki and somewhere along that river, that we should probably head back along the lakeshore towards the Valaki fishing area. My plan is to search along where the Luna River comes out into the lake.
So your plan is to go back to the shore of Lake Zarovich and progress and search along it.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, because if you had said to me,
I agree with that.
Yeah, if you had said to me that the plan was to go to the Salvage Road, walk to Valaki, then go south to the village, I literally would hop in my car, drive up there, and commit some sort of homicidal action.
Well, we definitely weren't going to do that because I think the hint was that we would not be welcome in that camp. So that was definitely the opposite of the plan. So how about? I'm guessing if we go directly through the trees, it's going to slow our progress down.
Well,
but
what if we were to walk along the riverside?
Well, what I was going to say was, I mean, we've arrived where we are by walking along the shore of the lake.
Yeah, but you did, and whether this is just something I've narratively created or whether it's based on a vague recollection, but I do believe you did head inland from the lake at one point at noon or close to noon because the guys were, saying, "Oh, we need to get to the coach." But so what I've assumed, correct or not, is I've put you halfway. It will take you approximately 30 to 40 minutes to head back to the shore. Where you are, let's say 30 minutes, and then I'm using the original map hex system for time because there is no scale to this map, so I'm using the original Barovia map.
My notes don't have us going out into the woods at all, but I'm fine with that being what narratively happened.
Yeah, look, I mean,
as I recall the end of the session, you said we came to the end of a little track that led through the trees back towards the main road, and that's where we saw the carriage.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, irrespective, it's going to be one sentence to say you've travelled half an hour and it's now 12:30 and you're at the shore.
Yeah.
Is that your intent?
Fire alarm going off near me.
Yep.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use your perception checks that you did previously. So, Erin, you are still a little conflicted, I'm imagining.
Hang on. Okay. I rolled a nat 1, but I'm not halfling with lucky feet, so can I roll that again, please?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Make sure you tick that off in there.
Alright, dirty 20.
Yep, perfect. Okay. So, the initial nat 1 that you rolled, you've been a little bit conflicted with the departure and, again, your 3 comrades heading off to certain death in Castle Ravenloft, where they will be served up for dinner. And yet, as by the time that you've now hit the shore, and you were at Lake Zarovich, it's still veiled in a mist, and pretty much the scent of the damp, the scent of the damp earth along the shore, really, with your rolls, really hits you. But both of you catch the scent of some sort of smoky, lingering waft. So you kind of feel someone has made camp nearby.
Okay.
I'm looking under the description for my survival skill, which says allows you to follow tracks, forage, find a trail, or avoid natural hazards. And is that an appropriate thing to hunt around and see if I can find a trail to like a campsite?
Well, absolutely, yeah. So what I need to know, I know that you did say that you were going to head towards the Luna River. So you've come out of the forest and overwhelmed by the scent of the dampness, from Lake Zarovich. Now that there's just the two of you, and certainly since Grond has left, you seem to be more attuned to the smells of the environment.
It's no longer the overpowering smell of werewolf.
And at this particular point, there is a gentle breeze, sort of from the southwest, that is, so it's originating in the southwest, heading to the northeast, and you have hit the shore. So I just want you guys just to take a moment, tell me what you're doing, if there's anything else you'd like to do. If you could please roll your survival check, please, Brian, as well, while you guys tell me what you're doing. So clearly you've had this sense, and you're looking, but I also want to know which way you want to go.
Oh, that 20!
You want to go...
What?
You want to go pretty much to the west. And perhaps, a couple of 100 yards in from the shore with your Nat 20. In fact, you can pretty much see and sense embers of a fire recently extinguished, in the gentle breeze. As I said, it's not raining. It is still misty, but, that mist and moisture in the air has really allowed the sort of the ash and the scent of the fire to cling to those molecules, and your processing unit is indicating that NVIDIA said to go left.
That way. I will discuss this with Erin and point out to him that due to my lack of suitable lubrication on my joints, I'm not a very stealthy chap. Maybe you want to advance out and see if you can see anybody up there without actually giving away the fact that we're trying to find, a camp in the woods.
Yeah, sure, no worries. All right, I'm going to go into stealth, going to hide amongst the trees, and I'm going to go and...
Where's Erin, have we still got you? Tap, 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 tap. Erin, are you still there?
Alright, so yes, I'm going to just quietly indicate to Clank that I'll scout on up ahead, and I'll start moving in the direction of the smells of the campfire. I'll look for signs of life, look for maybe any tracks that are into or out of the campsite.
Okay,
and
so
I'll give him about a minute's head start, and then I will attempt to stealth after him.
Well, hang on.
Okay, so what I need...
Clank, I'm going to use my psychic whispers on you, so I can communicate with you silently if I need to.
Oh, alright, okay.
So, Erin,
Erin's Clank.
Dave, I need you to do a stealth, please.
Yes.
And I will just do something I need to do, but I just want to make sure I'm rolling to myself.
Yep. Stealth check of 24.
Yeah. Can I just Can I just confirm that you haven't seen my roll?
I have not. No.
I can't see any rolls from you.
Yeah. Okay.
They're not in the game. They're not in the game log.
Yeah, they are for me, but that's what I wanted to do. Okay. All right. So after about another 25 to 27 and a half minutes, because you're stealthing pretty well, you break through the sort of outer layer of the salvage woods. So you're not like you're not coming into a clearing or anything, but you're just at the verge of cover where you can actually see a small whisper of smoke coming from an extinguished campfire. Essentially, you now need to give me a perception check.
Okay. 22 for perception, Duncan.
So what you see is a tattered. Sorry, just let me. You see a young girl of slight frame. She almost appears ghost-like in her skin and everything. Her tangled raven black hair is quite long. It's very unkempt, and it's sort of half covering her pale, freckled face. Her wide, deep-set eyes are looking around, but they do not notice you. They, in fact, look past you, as if she's aware that something's there, but you are adept enough to realise you have not been spotted. And she's wearing this sort of patchwork cloak, quite large, and a scarf wrapped around her neck. And it's ripped and it's torn and it's muddied, and she sort of, like I said, as if she senses that she's being observed, or she senses something, because you see after a couple of seconds, 10 seconds, which is a long time when you're observing someone. I know that from my stalking days. You see that she sort of sits up a little and sort of scans, and then it's almost as if she's looking past you back along your line of march. So it's like you're close, but you can kind of tell that she's looking past you back to where you've come from. Does that make sense?
So it does. Duncan, based on where I am now and what I can see, can I determine from the nature of the campsite if she is the only occupant?
Okay, give me a survival check. And also, I'm just going to close YouTube.
Oh, that's not pretty good.
Okay, looks like the YouTube video's up. So at the moment, what you can see is, you did notice, as I said, as you approached, you sort of noticed this wisp of smoke that just dissipated into the air, and then the breeze took it back into the forest in the direction that you've been sort of vectoring in on her. You saw everything that I just described, that she suddenly sort of became alert, albeit 10 seconds after you had made visual contact with her, and like I said, it was as if she was looking past you. But you certainly don't see her speak to anyone else. That's about probably the best thing I can give you at the moment.
Okay, I'm going to Psychic Whispers back to Clank. Clank, I found what looks like a young girl here. She appears to be alone.
I'm just going to check that.
I can't tell if there's anyone else around at this stage. But she's not really in a good way. She seems like all tattered and tired and wafy and...
Okay, I think it's probably prudent if I come up and join you. I will attempt to do that stealthily. It should probably go very badly, but I'll give it a try. So I'm going to try moving up behind Erin. I'm going extra alert here because because of the description of this girl looking around, and maybe it's not Erin that she's aware of. Maybe there's something else out there, and see if I can keep an eye out for that as well. So stealth check first, which is unfortunately at disadvantage. Why didn't it roll it? Oh well, it doesn't matter, right? I can't do much worse than a 2. Here's the other roll just for the sake of it. But yeah, so my stealth check was 4.
Yep, and then you're doing a perception check. Is that what I heard?
And then or maybe another survival check. I don't know. Look around for any other tracks that lead away from where Erin's gone. Up to you. I've got the same bonus on either skill, so it doesn't matter to me.
So what I might do...
So hang on, sorry.
Up towards the campsite.
Yeah, Dave, just 2 secs. So I just need to resolve this for Brian. So Brian, I've got a 4 for stealth with the disadvantage. I see 2 rolls in front of me. I don't see a perception yet.
No, I haven't, because I was waiting for a decision on whether you wanted perception or survival.
Sorry. I thought you were just trying to look at her and see her.
No, I'm trying to keep an eye out for whatever might have spooked her that isn't Erin, because Erin's explained to me that she's spooked by something, but as far as I'm aware, when he left me, he left like a ghost, and so I just don't think it can be him that she's heard. So I'm assuming that there's something else out there that she's scared of.
Understood. Give me an insight check, actually. That would be probably the most appropriate for this.
22.
So she looks like she's probably 10, 11, years old. Like I said, tangled dark hair, and you sort of can tell that she has been living it tough for some time. And in fact, Erin, you get a scent of dead fish, as if she's perhaps consumed a meal of fish, half cooked perhaps. But what happens is, as you're sort of looking around you to get an idea of what she's looking at, and clearly you haven't been the most stealthy to get into that position. As you're sort of looking around, you realise that her gaze is into your eyes.
Into my eyes or Erin's?
Into your eyes.
Okay, I guess I'll speak to her then and say, are you Abigail?
You walk like thunder, like in the dreams. Are you the one from the flames?
I don't think so. I've not been set on fire recently. Not that I recall, so I don't think I'm from the flames, no. But are you Abigail?
I waited here. The water told me you would come. The dream said your shadow would touch mine.
I think she's taken a blow to the head.
So I'm going to not try and scare her, but I'm going to sort of make myself known, but not in a huzzah kind of way, just step out from behind a tree like I was there, all along.
She goes, the one with quick hands. You're not the one the dream sent, but you'll help. You must.
What's your name, little one?
And I am Abigail. And then she turns to you, Clank. Now, can I just ask, are you guys closing in on her, or are you remaining in the forest?
I'm maintaining a respectful distance.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't want to appear threatening to her.
Okay, David, you first. So you're staying where you are. You've just revealed yourself.
I'm visible, but I'm keeping a respectful distance. I don't want to spook her because she's clearly scared. Okay. Maybe.
What's Clank doing, Brian?
I will continue to walk forwards, but pretty slowly. Like, you know, hands on full display. Like, not like a scarecrow, but, you know, but clearly not like hidden either.
So you can see now that she's got very grey eyes, and you know she looks a little bit out of it, but she continues to be absolutely staring at you, Brian. Even when you introduced yourself, so prospectively, you know, Clank's here, well there, and you're here, and you've gone like hi. She said what she said. She goes. You know, the little one with quick hands. You're not the one the dream sent, but you'll help, you must. But you realise that in some way, without losing her gaze on on Clank, she's communicated that to you. But Clank realises that she is just looking at him wide-eyed with these grey eyes, the black hair matted and covering half her face. What I will do now is I will just unhide Abigail in NPCs. She's actually the first entry, and you should be able to see image of her and also a little bit of a description.
Yep, nice to see her.
Yep, cool. And back to domain and over here. So she's essentially now said those couple of things to you, but now Clank, she really sort of stares into you, and she goes, "You are shaped with purpose. You're not born of the flesh. You were forged to carry the flame." And she becomes quite excited. And can I just get both of you to do a perception check at advantage, please?
Sorry, a what test? Perception.
Perception, please, yeah.
23.
Also, just letting you know, Dave, you can actually, on your dice roll, you can actually right-click and select advantage, disadvantage, or normal.
Oh, let me check that.
That's good. Yeah. So,
oh, shit, there you go. I can too. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So, 28. So, what'd you get? But both of you see that she breaks gaze with you, Clank, and she turns and there is a small collection of items. You see something that looks like a half-torn blanket covering something, but what you kind of are left with is an impression that this is her entire worldly possessions she's just turned to. And within the blanket, not under the blanket, but within the blanket, she pulls out what can only be described as something like this. And she pulls this out, and she's like holding it and rubbing it, and then she turns to the back cover, and she now ceases. Previously she's had this locked gaze with you, Clank, and then she starts like going like this. On the
What's
back,
that you got there, Abigail?
On the back.
She did what with something on the back, Troy?
Sorry?
I didn't hear that. You were both speaking at once. So what did you say, Duncan?
So what she's doing is she's reading, she's picked up something that looks like this from your distance. It's not open. It's not open. It's
right.
Closed. She's pulled it out from the middle of what appears to be a scrap of blanket. You've seen her flip it over like this, and then you see her like this.
Is she running a finger across it?
Yes.
Can I determine?
So I'm going to say So sorry, just to set context for you. So I'm going to say for mechanics, you're 35 feet away, Erin, and you're 50 feet away, Clank. Just for clarity.
So was that 5-0 or 1-5?
5-0.
Okay.
Because the reason is because Erin was leading, stealthing, and you were following, and then he's propped and stopped, psychically whispered to you. You've attempted to sneak up, but where you got to, you were able to see her, and the difference between where Erin was able to see her, where he's propped, and you staying, is the fact that you were completely shit at stealth, and so you were kind of just walking through, and you're about twice the height of Erin.
Okay. Well, I'll keep walking slowly towards her, at least until I'm the same distance from her that Erin is.
Yeah, okay, so I'm unhiding the pin on the map, so you all are there.
Yeah.
Just give me 2 secs. Abigail, now sort of having done that, turns back and looks at you, Clank. You're from my dreams. Are you real?
I am real.
Surely not. Clank, you cannot be real.
How do you know my name?
It has been spoken to me over.
Who by?
In my dreams. I have been waiting for you. I must. And you see that she dives back in. Well, not dives. That's the wrong description. She slowly moves back towards this sort of kerfuffle of blanket, and you see that she pulls out this sort of orange crystal shard.
Sorry, I'm trying to make notes as well.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'll pause because that's all right. And she says, I waited here. The water told me you would come. The dream said your shadow would touch mine.
What do you think that means, Clank?
I've absolutely no idea.
And she now...
Is there, I don't know, an insights check to try and figure out what she means?
Yeah, okay. If you get that 20, I might help you.
I don't know. I literally have no idea what else to use.
You know, do an insight check.
All right.
Or, piece together and role play. But what I am about to do is just quickly... How do I do that? Perhaps I can just do a quick... Hang on. Oh, Jesus. I was going to throw something in chat for you. I'm just taking a quick photo of it. Now I should be able to put that straight in the chat there. Did that go? No. Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, nice, pretty.
Yeah. So just to sort of step back, she's just gone. I waited here. The water told me that you would come. The dream said your shadow would touch mine. And while she's saying that, she has reached down into her blanket pile and pulled out what you can sort of, that's kind of what you ascertain it to look like.
Are there any similarities between this crystal and the crystals we found from the vineyard so far, or is it different size, different shape? Like
okay, give me an insight check on that. A separate one. Looks nothing like. It's not the same structure. It's not the same shape. This looks more like a shard rather than a gem.
Okay.
Both gems that you have recovered from, or on behalf of the winery, which I think you still have. Oh no, you gave one back, didn't you?
Yeah. Actually, there's something we should mention. None of us are quite sure whose inventory the remaining one that we got in Perez. We don't know who's carrying it. We know we took it, but nobody wrote it down.
I'll roll a dice.
Yeah.
But this is so the gems that you had were refined gems.
Cut. Right.
Yeah, cut gems. This is the best. I'll use a description because I've got that. Is a shard, and she notices that you're looking at it, and she really seems only focused on you, Clank. Erin, you've made yourself visible, and she spoke something to you about your little hands. Don't take that personally. She really didn't even. She just sort of. You could just tell that like her conversation suddenly went to you about. Oh, you've got the little hands. You're here. You won't do fucking much, but you're here to help. And then at all times her gaze was on Clank, and her gaze is one of astonishment and admiration. It's certainly not surprise, and like I think you identified, Brian. She said Clank before you had identified yourself. And she kind of gets the feeling that you're looking at the crystal. Now both of you could be looking at the crystal, but her attention is fully focused on Clank. And she goes, It's a path forged in secret. The fire remembers. It leads to the hearth beneath the stone. And she goes, I found it beneath the old stone with the split face. I think someone buried it to hide it from the devil. But if you can take it, you can go to the flame. But it grows dim. Every ember burned is one fewer who can follow. And she begins to hold out now. This towards you, Clank. This that ember, that image, that shard of crystal that I sort of indicated, gave you a picture of before.
Okay, I guess I might as well just walk up to her now, and if she's offering it to me, I'll take it.
And she offers it to you, and then she immediately goes back to this sort of rugged looking kind of journal. I don't know if journal's the right word, but she now that you're close, you can see it's a weathered, soft leather notebook, and it's sort of stained in dirt, and obviously it's been in the lake, so you can see water damage, tiny drops of wax, but you can see on the back that there is some sort of scratching. Almost at this, so it's not ink, it's scratched in. Like imagine if you took a nail or the tip of a knife, or you had really sharp fingernails and good dexterity. you can see something written in the back of that.
Can I read it without taking it from her?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, this is going to go so badly. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, no. See that? That's what you can see.
I'm going to walk up to her and just say, Abigail, what's that you've got there?
She essentially ignores you, but at the same time, I guess Erin notices that, like, her gaze, now that Clank is even closer, it's just, I mean, if you can imagine an 11-year-old girl, because you guys are all, 10 years younger than me, so, you know how George Michael was, you probably read about it, an 11-year-old girl meeting George Michael before he was,
Oh, she's fangirling.
Yeah. So she's just like, oh, it's like she is literally seeing, George Michael or Michael Jackson or, whatever, whichever sexual pervert you want to take from our 80s history. And she is just like, and so when you come up, she's hearing you, and she just kind of goes like that, because
I'm just going to reach out and acquire.
You're going to take
from
it?
her hand.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
I need you to do a sleight of hand.
Okay, I'm going to psychic knack this as well.
You're going to what, psych?
Which good? Psychic knack. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. So it's whatever I roll plus an extra 1d6.
Okay.
Oh, it's a 27 without the 1d6.
Probably not required for 1d6.
No, but you're spending it, so if that's a resource that you have to tick off, spend it on your character sheet.
Okay, let me figure out how.
Well, let me figure out how. Like, if I didn't pick that up, you'd just be like, oh, that's a free one. Like, fuck, what could go wrong?
Well, okay, hang on. It says, hang on, I'm just looking at the skill description here.
But your first one of the days for free anyway, isn't it, I think, or something?
Add the number rolled to the check, potentially turning failure into success. You expend the die only if the roll succeeds. Alright, so I'll add an extra 1d8.
But how many times a day can you do that? Is that just like an infinite number of opportunities?
No, I have 6 of them, and I regain them on a long rest.
Yeah, so...
And I can also regain 1 at a short rest if I choose to.
I'm pretty sure on your character sheet there'll be 6 tick boxes, and you can tick 1 off.
1 is ticked.
Okay, that's it. Oh, Jesus. Like, that was a very long way. You could have said, yeah, I've ticked it off. But anyway, so you are now in possession of Abigail's journal. Now, let me just edit permissions.
All these books I'm acquiring.
Okay, so I'm now in. So can you just go to handouts, please, Dave? Sorry to get technical here, and sorry, Brian.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right down the bottom of handouts, you should be able to see Abigail's journal.
Let me refresh that. Got it.
So when and if he shares that with you, Brian, we'll come back and I'll add you to that as well. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So I assume that you are flicking through the pages, Erin.
I am.
Right. You may fill your boots with that. Clank.
Yes, sir.
I guess I'll take a close look at my orange crystal shard. Does it have writing on it like in the screenshot?
It does indeed. And let me...
Can I read it?
Let me just...
Sorry.
And so Ryan, yeah, I love Legend Keeper. There's a chunk of information you can see, and there's a chunk of information that's secret. I've got to say, Stumpy's recommendation for this, or actually I think it was your recommendation, Brian, is the best thing ever to have in my D&D. So if you refresh now, under loot, you should see...
Yeah, I've got an Embergleam shard.
Yeah.
Can I actually read Old Barovian?
I'm going to give you a yes.
All right.
Because it's just old common, you know. It'd be like reading Old English. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, you know, you can get the sense of it, and I'm not going to need you to do a check.
That is an amazing diary.
And so, and Brian, so right down the bottom, it is you're not sure whether it's Abigail, something else, or you just accessing a memory, but that feeling comes to you.
Okay.
I'm going to stand and like kind of slowly rotate in a circle with it held in front of me, and I don't know, like water douse it and see if it wants to go in any particular direction.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Look, you know what you and once you've taken it, you know, you sort of as you move around, you're not sure whether it's the flicker of the daylight, but you're pretty certain. In fact, you're certain there's not enough ambient daylight. What you do notice that there is a sort of a faint pulse within the sort of shard, within the ember coloured crystal itself, and you know it's you're gonna have to spend a little bit of time to understand more what it does, but you do get a sense that it is imbued with an arcane power.
So what I'm sensing is it needs achievement, but before we get around to doing anything like that, I want to check the girl over just at a glance immediately. Is she pale and hearty? Otherwise, you know, undamaged, although a bit on the skinny side.
She is frail. She is malnourished. She is baked in filth. Her clothing, her hair, her skin is, you know, unkempt. Yet there are signs that she's made attempts in the lake to wash herself and get off, and clearly you can see now the scraps of fish, the inedible bits, which personally I think the entire fish is, because I don't eat seafood, but there's a tail and there's a head and there's bits of bone. So clearly she's been able to strike fire, and consume. So while she's looking malnourished, she's not in any immediate danger. Does that give you that?
Do what? Sorry.
She's not in immediate danger. She's malnourished, but not in immediate danger.
Not injured or anything like. Okay.
And she looks at you now, and she goes, "So you've got the shard. Aaron's got this journal, And she now sort of refocuses herself and looks up at you, Clank. And she goes, because you're not like them. You're made of echoes. Like the shard. And she points to the shard.
Abigail, do you need us to help you
Thieves
get back to your
and
family?
child stealers! I should cut your tongues and let the light silence your lies! A female voice echoes from, not behind you, but above you, like due north. So you've come in from that vector, due north of you, and then suddenly Sintana appears. She's holding what clearly looks like some sort of whip, and she's absolutely enraged. She is Vistani! Ours by blood and bond. What right have you to take her into the mists?
Are you talking to us?
I'm talking to you! You deceivers! You only this morning deceived me, yet here you are with Abigail. And she brings her whip up and she says, you thieves! You child stealers! Release her! Lavash has given orders. She must return to him alive. What right have you to take her into these mists?
And who is Abigail to you?
She is Vistani.
What's Abigail's reaction to this?
She is ours by blood and bond. What right have you to take her?
What makes you think that we took her?
And Abigail turns to you, Clank, and the sort of admiration and adoration that she has previously continuously engaged from the moment, in fact, before you appeared, it was as if she was expecting your arrival, has suddenly dissipated with this interruption. And she looks at you now, not in admiration, not in any kind of adoration. Her entire demeanour has completely changed to one of complete desperation. And she turns to you and she goes, I won't go back. You said the devil needed me. You want to give me to him. And she's like looking at Sintana, and she goes, Sintana immediately retorts, child, you know not what you say.
Listen here, lady. The kid doesn't want to go with you. I don't think she should go with you because you're acting crazy. Why don't you stuff off and leave us alone?
Dead heroes. I no loss to Barovia. Yeah, she must return. Luvash gave orders. She's to be brought back alive. Stand aside. Release the Vistani to her own kind. Go upon your business.
I've moved to stand.
It is no concern of yours. Sorry, Ryan.
I just moved to stand in front of Abigail, so I'm between her and the woman with the whip. Mm-hmm. And just tell her that be gone. The child doesn't want to go with you.
Child. And now Sintana's talking to the child. Child, you know not what you want. Come with me, darling. And she holds her hand out, yet in the other hand, the whip is held high. And you can see that, your combat experience tells you that she's ready to strike with it. But she is, and that strike is sort of postured against you and Erin in that vector, but her other hand open is going, child, you know not what you say. I am Sintana. You know me. Come with me. We must go back to Luvash and your father.
I just want to look to Abigail and see what her reaction is.
Give me an insight check.
Insight check. Hang on. Ability saves. Insight. $12.
Look, you're unsure. Aaron kind of thinks that, oh shit, you're a little bit conflicted here. You kind of think that, like, from your previous engagement with Sintana, where she was in the boat coming back from Manamiba, instructed to find Abigail, the lost child, and return her to Luvash at the Vistani camp where her people are. You're kind of like thinking, but that makes a lot of sense. Like, a kid from, Logan is lost. I live in the Shire. I don't really want to get involved. Found the kid from Logan. Another Logan chick is here.
Okay.
In a Commodore.
So
maybe I should let her go.
I'm going to straight out say, Abigail, do you want to go with this woman?
I won't go back. You said the devil. You said the devil needed me. You wanted to give me to him.
I'm going to keep whispers to Erin and say, in my experience, a woman with a whip is not a good child carer, and it sounds to me like they want her for some sort of human sacrifice. So, over my dead body is this woman leaving with her.
So what I just heard there, Brian, was that based on your experience, a woman with a whip is not a good child rearer, but a fantastic time for Thursday night. So, yeah. Okay. So I think I think Sintana at this particular point, like I said, she said to Sintana, I won't go back. You said the devil needed me. Like, you wanted to give me to him. And at that particular point, you see a realisation on Sintana's face that not 100% sure about this is going to plan. And at the same time, Abigail now turns to you, Erin, and looks directly into your eyes because you are quite close to her with her journal. And she goes, if I must go, and she reaches out and touches her journal. Know what you must know. And then she turns back to Sintana and she says, I will go with you. And then she turns to
Abigail,
you, Clank.
You don't have to go with her.
She turns to you, Clank, and she says very quickly, The shine will take you to the fire, but every ember fades. Choose who walks with you wisely. I will go. I will see you again. And with that, she jumps up and takes Sintana's hand. Remember, I had the whip and the hand, and she takes Sintana's hand, and
I don't like this.
She breaks gaze.
This reeks to me. No way.
She breaks gaze with you, Clank, and then as she breaks gaze, she folds into the gap between Sintana's hand and her body, and she sort of like snuggles, like, I don't, snuggles is not the right word, but like she embraces Sintana fully, and so Sintana's hand is now sort of holding the child down here. Her whip is still up, but she's now looking at the child, and then she looks back at you and she lowers the whip and she begins to turn to the west.
I'm going to say to you again, inside the whispers, are we letting her take this kid?
No, absolutely not. No way. I'm attacking Sintana. No way.
Okay.
This is not right. We'll take Abigail somewhere else where she can be safe. I'm not letting this person take this little girl.
Okay, Erin and Clank, roll initiative. In D&D Beyond, in the encounter tracker, I'm not sure what you can see from that, but Clank, you're 21. Why is it? It should automatically go in. Okay, Clank, 21. Erin?
Initiative. Sorry, looking.
Next to your armor class.
12.
Yeah.
And I shall roll for the War Priest. Okay, and 13. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but I'm running D&D Beyond an encounter. It's called the Lake. I've got Clank, Cub.
Do you mean Encounter Plus?
Yeah, Encounter.
What's the? We need to give us the external IP address for that.
No. Stop. D&D Beyond. I'm running an encounter in D&D Beyond. I have Clank at 21. I have Cub at 13. I don't know why that is. Who rolled 13?
Here.
Sorry. Okay, 13 is the actual that one. Okay, so I've got Clank, Sintana, and then Erin in initiative order. Then I don't know how to get rid of Cub, Grond, and Cosron, so they're not going to be part of play. Does that make sense? So at the particular point, Clank, 21, initiative is yours.
So I am going to cast Command.
Sorry, just before we do, can I ask a question, please, Duncan? Is Sintana expecting me to attack?
The short answer is no. She's not expecting you to attack because Abigail has accepted her hand, come against her, and said to you that, like, don't fucking stress about it. I'll go with her. It's all good. You've got what you need.
But no, I'm not going to let a little girl go with what in my opinion is a child abuser and who wants to sacrifice her to the devil, basically. No, I'm not going to let that happen.
Okay, really
I'm
interesting
not going to
because
say a word. I'm just going to
no, this is fantastic because, like, from a metagaming point of view, the two of you thought that the other guys were going to be absolutely murdered in the Castle Ravenloft, and you just go find some small child next to the lake. So let's just see how this works out. This would be fantastic.
So I'm going to cast Command on Sintana and command her to grovel, which according, if she fails her wisdom saving throw, means she falls prone and then ends her turn.
Yep, so wisdom saving throw, what's my DC?
15.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, so she falls prone. Fuck. This is rather boring. So sorry. So say that again, Brian. So she falls prone and is.
And then that's the end of her turn.
Right. Okay. Does she get another saving throw on her turn?
No. That's it. That's the end of the round for her. I mean, like, if next round she's recovered from the effects of the command, and she can choose to get up again. But that's it for this round, according to the spell description.
Okay, Erin, your turn. Now, if she's attacked, does that make any kind of difference?
No, doesn't make any difference. She's just prone, so it's the same effect for. So if he's using ranged weapons on her, then he's at disadvantage or something, I think.
Oh, he would be at advantage if she's prone.
If he's in melee.
Oh yeah, sorry, ranged. Yes.
In range, then it's disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you guys want to do? So Erin, essentially what you've seen is her respond, Clank do some semantic and vocal shit, and then suddenly she's like gone prone on the ground.
So I want to get Abigail away from her is my priority.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so,
are you going to pull? Are you going to pull Abigail?
Sorry?
Are you going to pull Abigail away from her?
Is she still in Sintana's grasp?
So Sintana had her by her side, and then Clank cast command, and then she's like subjugated herself onto the ground, and Abigail is kind of still sort of half standing, half squatting, but vertical. Sintana is horizontal, on her knees. Abigail is vertical.
Alright, I'm going to push Abigail out of Sintana's grasp.
Mm-hmm.
And then I am attacking Sintana in melee range.
Okay.
I'm trying to roll. My thing is not letting me roll at the moment. Give me a sec. So she's prone. I've got advantage, which means I have sneak attack.
Mm-hmm.
That's
okay. So 25 to hit. That is 100% a hit.
Okay. Damage is shit. How do I? Sorry, I'm not good at this. So there's that one. Plus
4d6 now, snake attack. Yeah, there you go.
So 22 damage.
Psychic damage.
Yep, boom, done. Okay, it is now Clank's go.
I guess Clank will walk up to her and then hit her with his mace. He's going to be doing non-lethal damage. Just trying to knock her out.
Okay, cool.
She's still prone, right? So.
Oh, can I do that too?
Yeah, next time. You just stabbed her.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
cool.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you just stabbed her brain, but that's okay. But yeah, no, that's fine.
Oh, she's not bleeding.
Yeah, so is that with advantage?
Yes, because she's lying on the ground.
Yeah, you miss. Okay. Anything else?
Good armor class.
Okay. Does she get to do a saving throw now against your command?
No, she doesn't need one. She's no longer affected by it. She can just get up and do what she likes now.
Oh, okay. Well, she'll get up and, in fact, she just rolls over and she does. She sees you, Clank, and you need to do a wisdom saving throw, please.
26.
Okay. You feel a spell wash over you. Oh shit! Hang on. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know what that does. You feel a spell wash over you, but you have managed to be immune to it. And with that, she also brings herself vertical. Erin, your go.
Am I standing right next to her still?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to use steady aim, which is an ability that if I don't move, I get advantage on my attack roll.
Okay.
Now I'm going to figure out how to... man, I suck at this so bad. Advantage. Roll. So that's 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. Now I want to do non-lethal damage.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Okay, so it is that one. And since I have advantage, 23 non-lethal, so...
Yep, no problem. Clank, it's your go.
Okie doke. I will attempt to whack her. Has she stood up again yet?
Yeah, she's now stood up. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What's Abigail doing? Is she moving? Is she running? What is she doing?
Abigail is just literally still kind of frozen in place, but now starting to look towards Clank after 12 seconds.
Abigail, run into the bush.
And what I will say is Sintana says, just as you're about to take your action, Erin, she says, "You've made enemies of my people. Pray the mists show you mercy."
You're trying to, what's the word? Oh, shit. Like body traffic a little girl. You've made enemies of just about every rational person in the world. May the God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, I'll give you that as a bonus action. Is this a conversation as an action?
Just a quick retort.
Okay, then you can take your action.
Alright, I'm going to use steady aim again and hit her with my psychic blade again. How do I clear that? Okay. Is 25 to hit?
That's a hit. That is a hit.
Now this is non... And that one. 16 psychic damage.
Okay, cool. Alright, it is her turn. Okay, I'm not going to do that. Okay, I need you to do charisma saving throw, please.
Both of us?
Charisma saving throw.
Yes, please, Aaron.
Oh dear.
Okay.
That's good.
Let me figure out how to do that. Hold on. Abilities, saves, proficiencies, charisma saving throws. Okay. Oh shit.
Clank. You see Aaron, you see Sintana do some shit, directed that energy towards Aaron, and Aaron disappears completely. Okay, Aaron, it's your turn.
I'm invisible.
No, there's nothing. Clank, your turn.
I'm gonna try. No, since she's like started doing, actual bad shit to us now, I'm gloves are off, so no more non-lethal. So I'm gonna cast Toll the Dead on her. So that's a Wisdom saving throw 15.
Uh, 15. She saves.
Yep. No damage then.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
I need you to do a charisma saving throw.
Who? Clank again.
Sorry?
Me.
Yes.
It's the same again. I think for the last few rolls I haven't got higher than a 5.
Okay. Let's just do this real time. Okay.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Duncan, sorry. Alright, I'll try casting Toll the Dead on her again then.
Suddenly, both of you, within 6 seconds, Aaron first, 6 seconds later, Clank, find yourself back from pretty much not even somewhere else, just absence. And there is no sign of Abigail or Sintana.
I will look for tracks immediately.
Okay, give me a survival check.
Yeah, I'm looking as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Rolls to get me worse.
Survival?
Mm-hmm.
Or investigation? No, survival.
Survival.
You said.
Yeah. Oh.
That's a nat 20.
Aaron, so as you sort of scan the areas, you've suddenly come back in and it's like they're completely gone, and you see 6 seconds later Clank just come back into this plane of existence. Just to let you know, as players, you were just both vanished through magic. However, the fact that Barovia is a pocket dimension means you can't really go anywhere. But anyway, you've just like reappeared now after that banishment ceased. And Aaron, you do see a set of tracks leading to the southwest.
Clank, do you want to pursue?
Yep. Start running whatever direction Aaron goes.
Yep. Let's go.
All right. Can I both get you to do athletics checks, please?
Nine.
Clank is clearly much more athletic than you, and he begins to take the lead. And Aaron, you are sort of falling quite behind. Whilst you have a general sense of direction as to where Clank is going, there's a point after about 15 minutes where you lose him. Clank, however, you are still in pursuit and slightly aware that in a couple of minutes ahead of you seems to be moving something. Now, whether it's Sintana and the child, Abigail, you're unsure, but there is certainly some indication that, you know, in front of you, a minute or 2 minutes, perhaps, there is something. You know, you see twigs moving, you know, sort of coming to rest after being brushed, as you achieve. But you're also quite aware that Aaron has fallen well behind you. Not only does he have little feet, but he rolls really shit. So, you know.
Well, I think I have a lower movement speed than Clank does too.
Possibly true, yes. Well, Brian, we've still got the psychic whispers though, right? So I can tell you roughly where I am, and I'll keep pushing on.
Yep, also true. Oh, let me check the stats on that ability. Psychic whispers, where is it? Up to a mile.
Okay, so you realise that you are coming close to the Salovich Road now, which has been cleared for both farming and just forestry clearance to, you know, build buildings. And, you know, if I'm not sure how quickly it updates, but if you have a quick look at Legend Keeper at the map for the domain of Barovia, you'll just roughly see where you are. So, what I need Clank to do is a survival check now, please.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
No, you still got you still have the trail because you were quite close, so you still have a trail. Aaron, I need you to do the survival check now too, please.
Okay. Survival. 12.
Okay. You're keeping up with Clank. You know, you can see through, you know, Clank is clearly extending the distance between the two of you. But you are able to tell by, you know, spoil on the ground, leaves still vibrating, that you are 100% behind him.
Plus the faint sound of literal clanking in the distance.
Yeah, clank, 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 thump, 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 thump. Yeah. So this has now pursued for about another 55 minutes. And at this particular point, Clank, you come to the clearing. And can I get you to do a perception check, please? at advantage. You see Abigail and Sintana about 400 yards in front of you, fleeing directly across this open, cleared space where the Salvage Road exists, running towards. But what you notice though is that Sintana is running independently, and Abigail is also running, yet Abigail is ahead of Sintana. And you notice that she turns and she encourages Sintana, hurry, hurry. And they continue on, and they now cross the Salvage Road.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'll keep pursuing.
Okay. So they cross the Salvage Road, and Clank, you keep pursuing. Aaron, what do? Do you keep following Clank?
Yeah, I'm still following the trail. If I'm that far behind, I just need to catch up to them.
So as you breach the opening of the Salvage Road, you can see far in the distance Abigail and Sintana, with Abigail in the lead. You see Clank a couple of 100 yards now in front of you, yet to breach the Salvage Road, and you have just breached the Salvage Woods. So the going is much clearer now.
Does it look like Abigail is running from Sintana or with Sintana?
Give me an inside check.
Sure. 3.
She's running.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, so she's running. And at this particular point, Clank, she now disappears into the forest, and you are just breaching the Salvage Road. Aaron, you're about midway between the forest and the road. Clank, a couple of 100 yards in front of you.
Yep, I'll still...
Have we managed to make up any ground on them at all while we've been crossing the open area?
No, if anything, you're losing ground.
Fuck. I don't know what I can... Well, I've got nothing to make me go any faster.
So I would say you're losing ground by about 15 to 20%.
How are they so much faster? Especially a 10-year-old girl.
11-year-old.
Oh, sorry.
Unencumbered by... Shall I bring up your character sheet? Clearly not.
I don't think I'm encumbered. Yeah, I'm unencumbered.
Correct, but you're still carrying shit.
Okay. And
I'm still going to try and catch up to Clank.
They're how far away from me?
Yeah, Clank's pulling away from you, Aaron. But not as much as Sintana and Abigail are pulling away from Clank. Does that make sense? It's very subtle, but it's like a 10 to 15% per, sort of 30 to 1 hour. Yeah.
Well, this seems few fast. Clank's just going to stop.
Do you stop? I'm not sure if you're looking at Legend Keeper, but I've got you just on the north side of the Salvage Road.
Yeah, that's fair enough. If I've noticed that they're continuing to get further and further away, there's no point charging after them.
Yeah. Look, they're making their escape by about 10%, 10 to 15%. her out. Which actually, when you think about it, is exactly the same as 10 to 15% per 30 minutes, which is what I said before. So Erin, you now catch up to Clank, and I have both of you now on the north side of the road, and Abigail is now disappeared into the forest with Sintana. And I would both say to you that you clearly kind of observed that Abigail was in the lead, and she was turning and encouraging Sintana to catch up to her, and certainly not running from her.
Yeah, I'll explain to her that that's what I saw. So I was like, I'm baffled by it, but clearly she wanted to go with her. So
that is weird. I don't understand that, to be honest. But okay.
Right, I'm going to take a 2-minute pee break because I really need to pee. So let's take a 2-minute break and we'll come back and go from there, hey?
Yep, alright, sounds good.
2 minutes. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Oh man, there is crazy lightning here right now. Yeah, like where we are now, it's mad. I can hear it thundering outside. I sort of get the point that it's pointless to pursue them, to be honest. And if they're running off together, then I mean, like, what else can we do?
I mean, we can guess where they're heading for, but I don't think there's any point in us going there as well. Because they're just going to go back to that Vistani camp.
Yeah, and realistically, if she's just done, you know, from an in-character perspective, if she just made me disappear by herself, like imagine what a whole camp of them could do.
No, so, yeah. She actually made you disappear, not her. So both.
Yeah. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, sorry. Both of you, just out of sort of context, both of you failed banishment as a spell. Mm-hmm. But because you didn't have another plane to go to, because of the status of Barovia, you just blanked out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so from an in-character perspective, Erin turns to Clank and says, I don't know what the hell she just did to me, but do you think she could have cursed me? She said some pretty nasty things, and I don't know if she cast a magic spell on me. Have I been cursed, Clank?
if you're cursed, then I was cursed too. I believe the same thing happened to both of us.
Well,
I don't feel particularly cursed though. How about you?
I do. I truly do. I think she did something to me there, and it doesn't make me feel my usual handsome self. I think something's happened.
Okay.
And are you able to see if I've been cursed and maybe remove it, if it would be okay?
My ability to see whether you're cursed or not is almost negligible, but I can attempt to remove a curse if you believe you're under one. So
I believe I am.
Okay, so Clank's going to cast Remove Curse on Erin.
Okay, what's the save for that?
There isn't one. It just says, at your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end.
So, Duncan, Erin is under the effect of it. And that was the result of the needle that Cosron tried to destroy.
So, you are now removed from your curse from the needle. I shall
Thank you.
removed.
Thank you, Clank. I actually feel better.
Yep.
I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
So you need to make
my hair is a little shinier, my teeth a little whiter.
Yeah, you'll need to adjust that within D&D Beyond, but basically that is now defunct. Very good.
Awesome.
Okay. Did you just add a picture tonight?
Did I add a picture tonight?
Yeah, no. Okay.
For what?
Your character.
No, I had a picture up there ages ago.
Yeah, so minor point, it's just not in the library, so it doesn't come across, whereas Clank's picture comes across. Yours just comes as your icon, but I'll fix that tonight. That's alright. Cool.
No, because when I go to Legend Keeper and I click to sheet, it actually shows the picture that I uploaded for Erin.
Yeah, but you uploaded it into the text, not actually into as an asset. So that's all cool. Don't worry. I'll sort it.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, you don't need to be sorry at all. I'm sorting it out now. Okay, so what do you guys want to do now? So you are north of the Salovich Road. Valaki is a couple of miles to your west. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we're not welcome in Valaki, so I don't think we should go there.
Well, where else is there to go?
It's an excellent question.
So, do you guys want to exchange information that you've had?
Yeah, I can do that.
Actually,
that's probably a good
that's
idea.
a good idea. So I'll take that diary that I got from Abigail and I'll show it to Clank and go, Clank, this is the diary that I got from Abigail. I think it has some pretty interesting information in it. Just reading through it, it seems to pretty accurately describe you and that little shark thing that she gave you. You want to have a look? And I pass the book to Clank.
And Clank, you should now have access to the diary.
Where does it appear? Under handouts, was it? Oh yeah, Abigail's journal, yeah, I see it. And while I'm looking at that, I'll point out the etching that's on the Embergleam shard that says, when the heart is buried deepest, seek the ember that remembers the flame.
So under loot, David, under loot you should have the Embergleam shard.
I need to add that to my inventory, right?
Embergleam shard.
Now, Clank, if you want to attune to that, depending on how long you guys want to spend, because at this particular
I don't want to just attune to it in the middle of the road.
No. So sorry, let me just bring up the speed. So you are now at 4 p.m. on the afternoon of day 13.
4 p.m.
Day 13. So 12 noon is when we started. You're 4 hours later now, and you're at the top of the Salovich Road, having abandoned the chase of Abigail and Sintar.
Yeah. I'm going to suggest to Erin that we follow the road east, and where there's that gap in the trees to the north, go back up that way and then make camp at the edge of the lake.
You know what? That seems like a great idea. Let's do that.
And then when we get there, I'll do a tuning job to it.
Okay, so that will take you along the road. So I assume you're walking along the road.
Yep.
It's 8 p.m. and you arrive on the shore.
There does not appear to be, at least as far as I can tell, a Embergleam shard item I can add to my inventory. Does it need to be added as a custom item?
It's a custom item, yeah.
Okay.
Are you attuning to it now?
When we get to the lake shore, yes.
Yeah, okay, so what I will do, I've just revealed a secret in the properties, and I'll reveal that as well. So you pretty much got all the information that you need to know about the Embergleam shard.
Jesus Christ.
And just to, I'm pretty certain I wrote it, but it's at 6 charges now.
Yep, it does say that.
Yep.
Alright, so I guess we try and make camp.
Yeah.
Dave, give me a survival check for that, please.
Survival check, copy.
With advantage, because Brian's going
with advantage.
Can I give him a guidance as well?
Probably.
So one of those is a 1.
Yeah, so you with advantage you got a 9. So what's your guidance? 1d.
He can re-roll the 1 though because he's a halfling, so he gets to roll 1 more d20.
How many lucks does he have per long rest?
It's a halfling feature. Every time he rolls a 1, he can choose to re-roll it.
True.
If he gets the 1 again, he has to keep it.
Yeah.
It's not the luck feat.
Yeah, okay, cool. So 9, much better.
Still no better.
Right. 15.
No, you got a fucking 9. What do you mean? 15.
I get to re-roll the 1 again, don't I?
Yeah, and you did.
Don't I get to re-roll
and
the 1
you
again?
got a 9.
Yeah, and that was the 15. No, I didn't.
No.
Did I?
No, you got a 9.
No. You rolled the first time you rolled with advantage. You rolled an 8 and a 1, and then you rolled another
8 and a 1
afterwards. No.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I had a pop-up come over the bottom of my screen. Sorry, that's my mistake.
God.
Yes, I'll take it.
No, yeah, so 9.
Yes.
No, my apologies.
Like you apologise,
Yeah,
otherwise
one.
it'd be fucking disinspirational
You can
around.
roll
So,
and add.
yeah.
No, it's OneDrive flicked up a pop-up right when that dice rolled, and it didn't show me the outcome. So I'm like, oh shit, I better roll it again. So I pressed it again, and yeah, no, I'm sorry about that.
All right. So can I just confirm that as the evening sets in, what we had is the two of you exchanging conversation around the journal. So Brian, have you been able to read the journal?
I haven't taken the time yet. I was trying to find that thing in the that thing in the D&D Beyond, and then you said it was custom, so I got distracted. So no, I've not read it yet.
Yeah. So don't worry about that particularly now. I don't think you'll necessarily use that now. But the journal is probably where I would direct both of you to have conversations about.
Yeah. Let me... it's on a loot.
So I've seen this line in there about the woman with red eyes speaks kindly, but her voice has changed. I don't suppose we noticed whether or not Sintana had red eyes or not, did we?
Okay, so sorry, what page is that?
Page 9.
Page 9. The woman with red eyes speaks kindly, but her voice hides chains. What do you want to know about that?
Did Sintana have red eyes that we noticed?
Give me an insight check, please. Yes, you believe that entry is about Sintana.
Wonderful.
So she was smoking the hooch and had red eyes.
Yeah, so most importantly,
we noticed before.
Do not trust the whip, and Sintana had a whip. And you do now recall that she did have red eyes.
So, Clank, just reading through the book, there's a section there on page 5 about a tower with light and a stone that was crying. I have an inkling it could be about Argynvostholt. It says the sword touched it, but the blood healed. And so when I cut my hand with the blade and dripped my blood on it, it lit the beacon. That's my take on that.
Could be. I don't know.
Page 8 is basically about you.
Actually gave Clank a detailed explanation of what happened at Argynvostholt, so he doesn't really know what beacon you're talking about.
Oh, that's right, because Clank wasn't there, was he?
Correct.
He didn't come to Argynvostholt. Well then, my little friend, my metal friend, let me regale a tale for you. The incredibly brave halfling and his followers decided to return the dragon skull to Argynvostholt, upon which Aaron the Brave lit the beacon, much to Cosron's dismay, when he failed miserably and could not get it up. I found a nifty little dagger in a pocket in the wall, and I'll take out the magical dagger that I have, Duncan, and I'll show it to Clank. Out of character, Clank, it's a +2 magical dagger, just a magic weapon. And when Aaron cut his hand and dripped the blood onto the altar at the top of Argynvostholt, that lit the beacon. So Aaron is expounding upon his part in that. It couldn't have been done without him, of course.
Of course not.
And of course, Clank should be very impressed.
Well, that's up to Clank. I don't get to roll on that, so wonderful.
What's that?
Yeah.
It's a performance, if you like.
You can roll a performance, and if Brian wants to roll a DC check for Clank on your performance, I'm happy to entertain the player versus player skill checks.
There you go.
Go for it.
9.
Absolutely.
What do I roll for disbelief? Insight.
So at this particular point, it is now 10 p.m. on day 13.
So I'm going to look at. We finished our conversation. I finished the tuning. I think Clank's going to look around at the absolutely parlous state of the camp that Aaron tried to make and see if he can do a better job.
Now, this is your camp, though.
Yeah.
So sorry, did I miss? Like you've gone create your own campsite, yeah?
I thought that's what you were making David do the survival role for, was to make a campsite.
Yeah. And shit. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that you're like at your own campsite. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And I'm just looking around it and going, no, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, and seeing whether or not I can make a better job of it. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's fine. If you want to try and make a better campsite than my incredibly efficient setup, then by all means go ahead.
This is obviously where I'm going to roll on that one. Oh no, actually.
Hey,
but it's better than a 9.
That is true. That is very true.
So just quick question. Any of you have any clarifying questions for Abigail's journal?
Yeah, what does it all mean in plain English?
Yeah, not telling you that, yeah.
But other than that, no.
So, my understanding is that there seems to be a whole bunch of leads towards various parts of the quests that we're doing. I guess the main question that I have is around what was it? Page 3.
If you're right about the light above the tower being the beacon, then page 19 is going to really upset Cosbron.
Before the devil falls, the heart must break. Strike the light above the tower. Feeds his pain and makes him unkillable. Oh yeah, true.
I've got to go back there and turn it off again. If you're right about it, I guess probably we should discuss with the others whenever they turn up.
Or you turn up, for fuck's sake.
What was that?
Or you guys turn up.
Yeah, there is no going to the castle tonight. It's not happening.
No, I don't think there's any benefit for us going to the castle just yet. But here's a question. So page 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
My understanding is that the shard that you've got, is it does it function like a compass, or is it just use the shard and go to the place type thing?
It's use the shard and it will take us to the place. And this is what Duncan is hinting heavily at, because the place it will take us to is the bowels of Castle Ravenloft. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to go there. So we can play that card later. But honestly, I think it's probably better to get in there later. Like at the moment, Strahd knows that people are in his castle. He's on his guard. We can play this card later and go in when he's not expecting us. So I can basically use it to teleport me and one other creature, I think. Is it per
No. So
charge?
So Brian, importantly, the last contrain to take a, you know.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. Each user consumes 1 charge and allows the user to teleport themselves plus 1 additional creature touching them per remaining charge. So I can teleport 6 of us.
So
into the
eight
basement.
may walk the fire initially, but only 1 shall carry the last light alone.
Yeah.
So every charge you use, 1 less person can go with you.
Yeah.
Which I think.
So if we went now, I'd have to expend 2 of the charges to get us there, and that would leave only 4 charges in the crystal. So
people could go, because I kind of love that bit,
Yeah, the way that I read that
from a
is the way
DM
the
point of
judgment
view,
is
it's
running.
like,
So there's 6 charges left. So if you use 1 charge, you can teleport 6 people.
Correct.
And then if there's 5 charges left, you can teleport 5 people. And 4 charges left and so on until there's only 1 charge left.
Including yourself.
That's really how to work it then.
Yeah, so including yourself, correct, David. Yeah.
Right, okay. But in any case, I'm in no rush to use it. I'm quite happy here with our little lakeside campfire. We'll wait for the others to come back, assuming they ever do.
Okay, I don't think I have any other questions
No.
about the diary or anything like that. I am a little bit annoyed that we never truly rescued Abigail.
But really, that seemed to be very much out of our hands, like there wasn't much more we could do.
And
yeah,
honestly, what was the prophecy with Abigail anyway?
Slightly scared about the thing it says on the back cover.
Oh, the diary?
Yeah.
I need to read that again. Scratched with an L. Yeah, I don't know about that. Said, wait for the Thunder Man. That's you, Clank.
Why am I Thunder Man? I don't get it.
Because you have the stealth ability of an elephant wrapped in bells.
Yeah, I think it's a little excessive to claim I sound like thunder though.
Well, maybe it's because you've got lightning in your veins. Because you're like a robot. I don't know.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions. So
okay, can you both roll insight checks for me right now, please? Insight checks.
Insight check. 15, Duncan.
Right.
21.
So 15, David, and 21 for you.
Yes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you feel that there is a difference in not only handwriting but intent between pages 16 and the back cover.
Each colour opens a new dream.
And let me just see if I can put this.
Specifically between page 16 and the back cover.
Correct. just see.
What about the rest of the pages? Or do we think there's 3 sets of handwriting?
Hang on. No. One set of handwriting. Okay, Brian, I'm hoping I just sent you a private message.
You did?
Thank you. Excellent. That's a result of your role. Thank you. Okay. All right, so we have between now and essentially 6 a.m. on day 14, if there's anything you guys want to do. And we'll wrap that up with that.
Long rest for me.
Yeah, I think that sounds good. So, are we going to split the watches, maybe, just to keep an eye out for crawlers and whatnot?
Very long watches, I mean 6 hours each.
If you want,
both got a long rest.
yeah. So if you're long resting, you won't be able to split the watches.
Mm.
You either need to curl up into the dark and take your chances, of which I will get you to roll, or take a level of exhaustion. I mean,
I'm going to take my chances, take the long rest. I mean, I am still.
Yeah, let's do that.
Right, can I both ask you to roll survival, please?
$13 for me.
Okay, you both make it through the night, and it is now 6 a.m. on day 14.
Okay.
Cool.
I would just both let you know that the various artifacts and journals that you've received are only visible to the two of you.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. All right.
Can I ask you quickly to consider what your intent is for the next day? So 6 a.m. The other guys are due back at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. I thought they were gone for 24. You said that the carriage picked them up at midday, didn't you? I thought they were gone for 24 hours.
Not quite.
Well, that was my understanding, and so that's what Clank's understanding is. So if they're not back by midday, he'll assume that something terrible's happened to them.
Excellent.
In which case, my next port of call on the list of things from the quest library was the Amber Temple.
Okay, cool.
David?
So I'll assume that Clank, we're waiting at the departure point for the return of the rest of the party. Sorry.
Assuming that the departure point is still there, because I got the impression that that track appeared out of nowhere. And
No. Sorry. The track is 100% definitely like a standard track.
Okay.
Hence why I moved you guys inland at the beginning of this session, and then had you go back out. But yeah, no, it's a definitive space. It's not like magical or ethereal.
But then, yes, that would be where we aim to be at midday.
Yep, that sounds good to me too.
Was that your understanding as well of what the others told us? The coach was going to pick them up and it would drop them back 24 hours later.
That was my general understanding, although I don't remember the whole 24-hour bit because the invitation that Erin received was at the allotted time. So it could have been 24 hours later, give or take travel time. So I'm not 100% sure on that. But I think going back to the departure point is not the worst idea we have. So I reckon let's go there and...
Set camp.
You know,
yeah.
Go camp.
I think that's it then, yeah.
Alright, cool. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, Duncan.
Thanks, Duncan.
So, both of you have objects of interest that you should potentially review. I'm still trying to get you guys back to a full party, but challenges exist. Alright, thanks team.
Thank you guys. See you later.
Thanks team.
I'll upload tonight's video. Cheers. Thanks guys.
Cool.
Bye.
Thanks guys.
I'll run up the notes tomorrow.